to the car talk again. Wait, I'm just trying. So, welcome to the car talk. No worries, I'm not using my hands. The phone is fixed, so don't worry. I had a few people who've seen one of the car talks and have been a bit worried. It's like, oh, that's illegal. You shouldn't do this. But it's like I'm not using my hands, nothing. It's kind of like I'm talking to myself, but I'm recording it. But actually, I'm just recording messages while I'm driving, as I just want to share all these messages with you and what's going on in my head. Some of you probably know that, so especially when you're driving long ways, you keep thinking about some things and you're like, I wanna share this, or you have this great idea. It's like, oh my god, I wish I would have said that loud and recorded it. So at least this is what I have. This is the thing why I started to do the car talks recordings. So it's not boring, I'm entertaining myself, and at the same time I'm giving you some valuable messages, or I hope at least they are valuable to some of you. No, it's a lot of value in there, and I really want to share especially what's going on in our environment, in the stars, because a lot of us don't have the connection to it anymore, especially when we are living in a normal Western society, Western country, where we are working our 9-to-5 jobs, or even sometimes longer, sometimes less, whatever it is. But we have so much going on, so much noise around us, that it's really good to have some advices or hear some new tips of what you can do. So what in this video, what I want to talk to you about is my favorite slogan, and that's the feel good now. And I just really want to spread this message and talk to you of what's really important, or why it is so important to feel good now. So we go back again to the law of attraction. There are so many ambassadors about this message. There's so many people who are swearing to the law of attraction. But I know as well so many people who are living a normal life from 9-to-5 jobs with kids who are struggling, who are saying, well, that doesn't work for me. And this is where it comes in. The most mistake we are doing is that we get caught up in stress and we don't feel good. So it is so important to feel good at all times. As soon as you start to have any negative emotions, if you feel sad, if you feel angry, if you feel hurt, it is totally okay to allow these emotions. I'm not saying to suppress these emotions. Don't confuse this. This is what a lot of people are confusing and saying, I'm not allowing myself to be angry. But it's not about that. If something is really happening which makes you angry, don't suppress this. It is really important. If you start suppressing it, you create blockages, energetic blockages within your body, which can manifest in physical ailments. So it is really important that we don't get sick from this. But when we get angry or sad, allow these emotions to be. Sit with this emotion for a moment, but don't grow it. By growing, I just give you an example about being angry and how we grow it. It's like I'm driving the car right now and someone just cuts me, it just like cuts in. I have to go in a break, but I'm like in a hurry and I'm getting annoyed about it. And I'm just like, oh my god, like, what an idiot. How are you driving? Why are you doing this? But then this guy I might like do something like this, and this guy starts like to wave at the window as well, or shows me like your whatever. So, and then it grows and we don't let go of it. We are just getting so angry and we're holding on to it. And then I'm coming to work and I'm just like telling to my colleagues like, oh my god, this idiot, I almost had an accident, he's just like doing this and this and this. So, and then I'm just holding on to it, and by telling that, I'm spreading this negative emotion as well, which can attract as well this happenings in our lives, which will prove this emotion. So this whole day is often then becomes a not good day because we have felt bad. We started to hold on to this emotion, and then the boss gives us some really bad exercise to do, or like something to do, and we are saying like just think about it. Usually if this happens and we have this angry emotion, then we get tasks at work or something happens at work which will prove this emotion. Because we kept holding on to this emotion of being angry, we attract other things in our life which will helping us, even if we don't want that, to keep this emotion, because we're attracting it. We have been in a vibration, and the universe does not understand what kind of vibration we really want. So as soon as we start to be in this angry vibration, the universe thinks, oh cool, so that's what you want, so I give you more of this and more, because you just attract it. And this is why it's so important when I'm saying feel good now. This is why, like, a lot of people who have kids and they're playing a lot of kids, they actually start to be so much more successful in their lives when they start being kids themselves and allowing themselves to play catch with the kids, hide and seek, and go to the playground and go on a swing and stuff like that. So they are allowing themselves to have a lot of fun with the kids and playing and feeling good. And these people are usually way more successful all of a sudden in their lives than they were before they had kids, before they started playing. This is why it's so important to not holding on to this negative emotions. Allow it, because just imagine if someone passed away or there's a breakup. I'm not saying, oh, my husband broke up with me, let's have a party. Okay, in some cases it's maybe good, but in most cases, of course, you maybe start being sad and allow it to be heard and to be sad. But then at the same time, right away, start to think about ways, okay, how can I start making myself feel good again? Start thinking positive, trying to see the positive ways of the new doors which are opening up, of the positive ways. Like, there are a lot of people who are saying there's nothing positive into it, but you have to learn, and you can learn to see the positive in everything, and this is so important. And there are a lot of little tasks you can have to start feeling good now. I had one client, and he had a very stressful life. He was in debt, he had a wife, he had 2 kids. They were just living pretty much, by the end of the months they were in debt, like all the time, like in minus on top, because they had so much debt and they just produced more and more debt by end of the months. And he was just starting to become sick. He was stressed day and night. He couldn't really all he was seeing is, how can I survive, how can I make my kids just to provide them a normal life. And they were really struggling. And the only way he could make himself feel good is he was going into meditation. It was a process, because he couldn't go into meditation right away. His mind was so clogged. So it took him a long time to even get to a stage where he could go into meditation. But he was sitting down, and it didn't matter if it was in the car, before he was going inside somewhere, or it was on the bathroom, on the toilet, or under the shower. But he was standing there, and he was going into meditation and visualize himself in something where he was working towards to, what really made him feel good. And this visualization was where he had enough money, he was able to support his family, he was able to give everything the kids wanted to them, provide with a lot of with a good health care. These little things were really important for him. He wasn't imagining a mansion or anything. He loved the little house they were living in, but he was just imagining what really made him feel good. And this was breaking out of the stress, and this really made him feel good at all times. And he was just imagining the smiles of his kids and how happy they are, the whole family, and how everyone was laughing and they were going together for dinners, because this was his happy place. He was creating his happy place. And every time if something bad happens, a new invoice came in he couldn't pay, or whatever would really caused a huge stress factor before for him, he started to go into this happiness place, and his life started to change because he kept like never holding on to any negative emotion, and he started to change and to shift it all the time into a positive emotion. He wasn't able to go to a sports club because he couldn't afford it. He couldn't go to the cinema. He couldn't go to the sauna, to wellness and spa day, or whatever other people are doing what makes them feel really good. But he was really just doing this very, very simple technique I was teaching him, to visualize your own happy place and go only in your mind there and feel it. Don't only just go there with a negative emotion, you're really, really stressed, you don't want to do it, but go there and feel it. Feel like how your heart is opening, how happy you are. Feel like it's like a butterfly feeling in your tummy is happening. And this is what we really want to do. And this is a super, super simple exercise you can do anytime. It doesn't cost you anything, but it can make you feel good at all times. Or you can go for a run, like when we have a lot of stress. Some people really like to run. I'm personally not a running person, but it comes back to the Ayurveda doshas, where I'm talking about a little bit as well. And I'm a person where I can't run long distances. I know I can learn that, but I'm just not a person for that. Like when I'm running, my mind is pretty much just going, oh my god, I'm gonna die, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And I'm really physically struggling, and that's like, I'm laughing at myself, but at this moment it actually makes me feel worse, and this is definitely not something we want to do. So I rather go into the gym and I do some body weight exercise, or I go and do pole dancing, because that's a really amazing sport. I love dancing, I love acrobatics. As a lot of people knows, like I'm a fire dancer, I'm a still performer, so I love these artisty things, and my heart is just opening. So whenever I'm totally stuck, this is the things I'm doing. I'm going like to the acrobat school where they know me. I don't have to pay anything for them, and I just can train with them for free. I can do whatever I want. And what I usually do as well, like if I go somewhere and I want to learn something new, what makes me feel good, and I don't know it, I don't have to pay a trainer for it, but I just look up on YouTube like pole dance lessons, and look at a new figure which I'm going to train today. So this is the things what we can do. We can find everything on YouTube pretty much today, and as well everything what will make you feel good. If you don't have an idea about what's your happy place, the other thing is what happens. It sounds like some of you might say, I exactly know what my happy place is, but I have met people before who don't know that. I have met this one woman who was saying, are you a happiness coach? I was really wondering how these people can be happy in this world. Very interesting sentence. She was so deep down in this negative thinking pattern. Since she was born, she was just surrounded, like every sentence she was saying was negative. She was never saying a positive sentence. There was always a no in her sentence. So that was very interesting to see as well. So create your happiness place. If you don't know what makes you happy, think about your childhood, or think about the last time you were really, really happy. And this can be as far back as when you were a child, because as we grow up, we have sometimes parents or adults around us who keep saying, since we are 11, don't do that, you're not allowed to do that. And we feel like, oh, there's something wrong with me because I can't do cartwheels on the street. because we're at a shopping mall, and I feel happy when I do cartwheels, but I'm not allowed to do that because I don't fit into society by doing it. I have to be in certain places to be able to do a cartwheel. This is like so many restrictions we put onto our kids as well from a very young age, as from 11 or 10, because we kind of start treating them as adults, which is very sad because we teach them how to stop having fun. So think really back, like for some of us, we really have to go far back to think, okay, when was I really happy? When was it the last time I felt really, really good? And to take this moment when you were really laughing, maybe that was when you were kids and you were playing some ball games or doing something else, and take that as your happy place. Take that and feel exactly how you were feeling then. Feel exactly how you were laughing, and just by thinking about the situation and feeling it, you will realize that you will start smiling. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment, to send me a message, schedule a call. We are starting for the last quarter of 2019, or even regularly I'm starting new programs, so where you can always enter, and we can work together to make sure that you find your happiness place and you are feeling good at all times, and you can shift these emotions and attract exactly what you need in life. Attract more success, attract more health, attract this happiness in your life which you want and you deserve. Because, and the thing is as well, what I want to say is like happiness is a very, very individual thing. Everybody from us has got a different understanding of happiness. For some people it's maybe there's, I want to drive a Porsche. For some people it's just playing with the kids. For other people it's just eating some amazing ice cream from Italy. So whatever it is for you, that's what happiness is, as long as it makes you happy. It is individual. We can't say that everyone is the same because it's not. And yep, that's the message I want to share with you. So if you need any help, come in, schedule a coaching call. I'm really, really happy to help you. If you have any questions, definitely comment below, share the message, and I'm looking forward to hear from you. And definitely share this video if you know anyone who needs to hear this message. Share this message and help other people as well to feel good now, be positive, and start transforming into a beautiful, positive lifestyle we all deserve. Talk to you soon. Your Veronica.